The team heads toward Dumat Plaza while noticing unusual activity near the Archon's palace. The situation becomes dire as signs indicate the ritual has already begun, with demons starting to appear through weakening points in the Vale. Harding joins the group, confirming an unprecedented number of demons emerging through the weakening Vale. The team discovers that Venatori cultists had captured Nev Gallus before their arrival. The team enters Arthen Forest through magical means, witnessing the massive ritual site. Tremors increase in frequency as magical crystals activate, indicating the ritual is progressing rapidly. The ritual disruption leads to unexpected consequences. Rather than stopping the threat, it releases ancient elven gods who were previously imprisoned. These beings are described as corrupt entities, tainted by blight magic. After waking up, Rook receives words of encouragement about their clever and adaptable nature, particularly highlighting their success in rescuing captives from slavers. Despite the challenges ahead, their persistence is noted as a valuable trait. The group finds themselves in the Fade, a mystical realm where dreams originate. Rook is warned about the dangers of falling forever in this strange place. They are advised to explore and find Nev, who is outside with plans to meet later at a room with a table downstairs. The reality of being in the Fade, described as a place of raw magic and nightmares, begins to sink in. The group discusses the need to plan their next moves, though they acknowledge taking time to process the situation might be necessary. The aftermath of stopping the ritual is discussed, including Varick's sacrifice. Solas appears in dreams, expressing anger about the failed ritual and his imprisonment in the Fade. The situation remains tense but contained for now. Two ancient elven gods, Elgonin and Gillen, have escaped during the chaos. These beings are described as corrupted, blighted former tyrants who need to be stopped. The challenge of facing such powerful entities becomes the group's new mission. The group encounters Strife and Aaron, veil jumpers who are experts in ancient elven magic. They discuss how artifacts have been mysteriously activating since the sky was torn open, linking these events to the escaped gods. The team decides to search for Belara, an expert in ancient artifacts, who might help control the wild magic. Meanwhile, they encounter strange fog and moving suits of armor, indicating supernatural activity in the area. Upon finding Belara, they learn about a veil bubble separating them from reality. The surge in raw magic is attributed to the escaped gods, creating a dangerous but fascinating situation that requires careful navigation. The group explores ancient elven ruins, encountering magical constructs and spirits animating suits of armor. They work to navigate the area using power crystals and dealing with magical barriers. The group discovers they are near the location of the Nest Thalin, an archive spirit whose name means the inevitability of knowledge. The ancient artifact holds significance, though its exact purpose remains unclear as they prepare to investigate further. The team has located the Nister Thalin, an ancient archival spirit artifact. However, removing it poses a major challenge as it could potentially explode and destroy half of Arthen. There might be a way to redirect its energy elsewhere. The magical energy pulses in an unusual way, almost like breathing. At the Veil Jumper camp, the situation is dire with many wounded and experienced fighters missing. Darkspawn are attacking settlements across Arthen, forcing evacuations. The broken archive spirit cannot provide information about the gods' movements. The mayor confesses to betraying the village to the gods, lured by promises and mind control. He brought Veil Jumpers to the center of town for a blood sacrifice. Despite his actions resulting in the village's destruction, the team decides to spare his life. The search for Solas' dagger leads to encounters with Darkspawn, who seem unusually drawn to the magical artifact. The team tracks a goal through magical devices and battles waves of enemies while following the trail of the stolen dagger. After encountering a magical dagger connected to the Dread Wolf, the group discusses its effects. The dagger is now hidden, leading to discussion of crafting another one made of special materials. A strange force has taken over one of the members. The Elven God's plan requires two elements: releasing the full power of the Blight from its prison, which requires piercing the veil, and gathering followers. The gods will likely attract corrupt individuals seeking power. Leadership changes are discussed due to recent events. The team needs someone unpredictable who can find unexpected solutions to impossible situations. The current situation requires quick action and innovative thinking. Plans are made to seek allies against the gods, including the Anti-Van Crows and their feared mage killer, the Demon of Pantheon. Additional potential allies include the Shadow Dragons, a resistance group fighting corruption and blood magic. A mysterious caretaker is encountered at the Crossroads, warning about spreading influence of the Evanurus and their minions. The location appears to be strategic for confronting the gods' forces, with the group offering to help protect it. An intense situation unfolds as refugees seek protection from dangerous entities. The Guardians of the Crossroads have been summoned for protection, but they pose a threat to everyone. A mysterious Fade Tear has appeared, creating a dangerous breakthrough point that needs to be contained. A path has been sealed using blight and blood magic. Only a special champion has the power to open this magical barrier, creating a significant obstacle that must be overcome. The story shifts to Traviso, an Antivon city under occupation. The Anum forces have taken control after reaching a stalemate with Tevinter. The city, once prosperous and lacking a standing army, became an easy target for occupation. The facility is revealed to be a place where new types of demons are created through blood magic. The area is filled with corpses possessed by demons, creating a dangerous environment. This is all part of Zarata's experimental work. The city underground has been dealing with dangerous relics and blood magic artifacts, flooding the black market. Despite surviving a demon attack, cult activities continue as they seek control of Taina. A set of red Leon relics that enhance blood magic and demon summoning were being tracked, with two already dealt with and a third suspected to be in Dewtown. The pursuit continues through the market area, following magical remnants and avoiding enchanted merchant stalls. The trail suggests the smuggler is operating on a specific schedule coordinated with the dock bells. After clearing the Darkspawn threat, evidence emerges suggesting an unusual alliance between Venatori and Darkspawn. This connection points to possible control over the Darkspawn by ancient gods through the Blight. The Venator have gained control over the Darkborn through their alliance with Elon and Gillen, making them an even greater threat. Despite initial mistrust due to being an outsider, cooperation seems necessary for survival against the cult that has deeply infiltrated the city and gained power from the gods. A character named Rook meets Narus, one of the Shadow Dragon leaders, and Mar Artani, a former magister who lost their position due to enemy conspiracy. They gather to discuss the serious situation with the Atori and risen gods affecting Menroth. The first Warden of the Grey Wardens confronts Rook about unleashing the Blight. Despite Rook's explanation about stopping Solas, Fanharel, and accidentally releasing blighted Elven gods, the first Warden dismisses these claims as delusions and attempts to detain them. Rook counters the first Warden by revealing knowledge of a compromising letter about Adamant Fortress, forcing them to back down. Magister Dorian Pavis arrives to assist, sent by their mutual contact, Mar Artani of the Shadow Dragons. The gods plan to amplify their power by increasing the Blight's influence. Unable to use Solas's dagger to tear open the Fade, they need to create their own weapon. The situation grows increasingly dire as time passes. a crucial discovery is made about a mysterious dagger, which is revealed to be connected to events in Kirkwall. The dagger appears to be made of pure lyrium and matches the description of a corrupted idol that previously caused chaos and madness. Two Grey Wardens, Eva and Antoine, agree to meet secretly to discuss the changing nature of the Blight. They believe Rook's claims about the Elven gods and suggest seeking help from Davin, a renowned monster hunter within the Wardens. The group finds Davin, who travels with a griffin named Asan. This reveals that griffins, thought extinct, are being secretly trained. They discover dead darkspawn and signs of a dangerous entity called the Gloom Hunter. The Gloom Hunter is revealed to be a powerful creature that can control darkspawn and has been hunting Grey Wardens for months. It attacks the Griffin training area, showing unprecedented behavior by targeting the creatures. The confrontation with the Gloom Hunter reaches its climax, revealing it can speak and use blood magic. The situation becomes desperate as they try to protect the remaining Griffins while facing this formidable enemy. The team splits up to address both threats, with some heading to Traviso while others go to assist Nev in Manthis. The Venatori pose an additional threat to the throne. The battle results are mixed. Traviso survives, but the dragon escapes. In Manthis, the Venatori gained ground during the dragon attack. A team member is wounded and infected with blight. Investigation reveals the Venatori and Anam are working for Elgin and Ghislaine. The dragons are being controlled through blight infection, suggesting a larger strategy involving darkspawn forces. A potential dragon hunter named Tash is identified among the Lords of Fortune. Plans are made to recruit her by helping with her current mission along the Rain Coast. The search for a Fade expert leads to Professor Karen, currently exploring the shrouded halls in the Grand Necropolis. Access is granted to find him. The team meets Tash and learns about her mission involving a Viner dragon. The plan involves luring the dragon from its lair rather than fighting it directly. A group encounters creatures being used as bait near a beach. These creatures have worm-like mouths and are led by a pack leader. The team successfully takes down the creatures after identifying them as potential threats. The team meets Professor Emmer Valaron, a necromancer and Fade expert. They discover unusual spiritual disturbances in the shrouded halls, including unexpected appearances of despair demons that should not be present. The Fade expert, who has spent years exploring the Fade and communicating with spirits, agrees to join the team along with their assistant Manfred. While the Grand Necropolis was temporarily peaceful, there are hints that the Venatori have discovered something dangerous that will lead to encounters with the Gloaming Lantern. The narrative moves to the Hosser wetlands, where the blight has caused unusual and rapid corruption. Grey Wardens are investigating strange forms of blight that have affected the local village of Lavendel, though some survivors remain. The team collects samples to study the unusual blight manifestations, particularly focusing on strange growths called boils that surround Lavendel. The Wardens provide guidance on safely handling the blight materials. The investigation reveals concerning changes in how the blight manifests, with some Wardens claiming to hear voices within it. This leads to disagreements about how to approach the situation, especially regarding the potential connection between the gods and the blight. After an unsuccessful meeting with Weiss about combating the blight, the team learns that the Elven god has transformed the Darkspawn into a more dangerous army. The Risen gods, along with Elganon, now have a formidable force ready for their target. News arrives of a massive Darkspawn horde approaching, possibly led by an Archdemon. The first Warden is recalling everyone except certain team members. The traditional rules about archdemons appearing only during blights seem to no longer apply in this new situation. A memory reveals a heated argument between ancient Elven leaders. One seeks to maintain power as a god, while another opposes this claim to divinity. The memory shows the complex political dynamics that led to conflict among the Elven leadership. Chaos erupts at Weishaupt as an archdemon attacks. Despite warnings about a god-level threat, leadership refuses to retreat to the dragon trap, an ancient defensive mechanism. This stubbornness puts everyone at greater risk. As wardens rally at a bell tower, the team continues pushing through the darkspawn-infested fortress. They realize that only by defeating Gil and Dai can they end the darkspawn threat, making their mission even more crucial. The confrontation escalates as they face off against a powerful demon entity. The battle intensifies with dramatic exchanges and tactical maneuvers. Profound discussions about sacrifice and destiny occur. A Grey Warden survives an encounter that traditionally should have been fatal, leading to existential questioning about purpose and future roles. The conversation shifts to personal matters involving identity and appearance. TSH struggles with gender identity and societal expectations, while others offer support and understanding. The dialogue ends with a lighter moment about coffee preparation. The Venatori are using blood magic to control Thread members. The situation requires swift action to free the captives and eliminate the controlling mages. The Venatori aim to use the Thread's criminal network for their own purposes. A confrontation reveals Alia is controlling Damus through blood magic. She speaks of restoring ancient power and pursuing salvation, regardless of the cost. The interaction suggests a complex history between Alia and Nev, with previous encounters involving dangerous rituals. Attention shifts to an attack on the Cauldron, a secret Grey Warden hideout. The mission involves retrieving Griffins and explores the concept of Turum, the special bond between Wardens and Griffins. The relationship emphasizes faith and unity between the pairs. The team arrives at the attacked Grey Warden redoubt, the Cauldron. The destruction raises questions about what the Wardens were protecting. The mission requires careful navigation and strategic thinking to proceed safely. A scene of fallen Wardens reveals a recent battle with the Gloom Hour. The area contains mysterious weapons and artifacts that were kept locked away by Grey Wardens for important reasons. A bridge leading to the facility has been lowered, allowing access to this restricted zone. A dramatic confrontation occurs with the Gloom Hour, who claims to be liberating Griffins but is actually using archdemon blood to control them. The creature reveals dark secrets about the Grey Warden's past actions and offers an alliance that is firmly rejected. The mission remains focused on stopping the gods, which requires finding allies and helping the Veil Jumpers deal with the Venatori. With Elon's arrival bringing additional urgency, the team needs to be prepared for impossible odds while managing their own internal challenges. Venatori forces have been spotted moving into the Oron area under suspected direction from the gods. A scouting party detected their presence, and it's crucial to investigate their activities and eliminate as many as possible, since this forest territory needs protection. The Venatori were discovered rounding up Dalish people from ruins where they were camped. A Veil Jumper had erected a barrier, but some Venatori had already broken through. This raised immediate concerns about their sinister intentions. It was revealed the Venatori kidnapped the Dalish for blood sacrifices. A surviving Dalish witness explained their leader mentioned needing Dalish blood. Investigation of the area showed signs pointing to the Arthen crater as their likely destination. To infiltrate the Venatori gathering, where the captive Dalish were being held, disguises were provided despite being uncomfortable. The plan required splitting up and blending in rather than direct combat. with support teams positioned nearby. The team located the caged Dalish prisoners, but found themselves trapped by a locked gate mechanism. While working to open it, they had to defend against waves of incoming Venatori forces in an intense battle situation. A tense confrontation unfolds as a group tries to reach a mysterious dish while being confronted by Elganin, who commands powerful forces called Venador. The situation becomes more threatening when they realize they're in an unfamiliar location with Elganin demanding their surrender. The group finds themselves trapped by Elganon, with dangerous blight appearing where there was none before. The environment becomes increasingly hostile as Elganon taunts them about their futile resistance while his power continues to grow. Solas unexpectedly makes contact through a thinned veil, offering assistance against Elganon. He proposes to face Elganon directly if the group can rescue the captured elves, marking a crucial turning point in their mission. A heated argument erupts between Solas and Elganon, with accusations about past betrayals and the fate of Mythal. The tension escalates as ancient history and grievances surface between these powerful entities. The group identifies an escape route, while Solas continues to distract Elganon. They discover crystals that can open gates, bringing them closer to potentially saving the elves and reaching the dish. Elganon reveals his intentions to use the blight as a weapon, rejecting offers to repair the world without it. The confrontation exposes deeper conflicts about power and the restoration of ancient empires. The group successfully escapes with Solas' help to one of his old hideouts, protected by wards from Elganon's sight. The Venatori face consequences for their failures, with many being sacrificed to Elganon's dragon. Solas reflects on his changed perspective, acknowledging his initial dismissal of the team and expressing appreciation for their trust and effectiveness. He warns about an upcoming ritual during the next eclipse. The team discovers the Antom removing large quantities of supplies, potentially leading to the god's location. Multiple allies, including the Inquisitor, request meetings to discuss next steps. A private meeting with the Inquisitor reveals concerns about Solas' involvement and motives. The conversation explores parallels between current events and past conflicts with gods. A mysterious informant emerges with crucial information about the Antom and the gods' whereabouts. Despite some skepticism, the team prepares to meet this contact in the market, hoping for vital intelligence. A mysterious meeting is set up in the market to find information about Elganon and Jelane's next ritual location. Despite concerns about it being a trap, the team decides the risk is worth taking given the high stakes involved. The contact is revealed to be the Butcher, who explains this meeting isn't a trap, but rather Traviso itself is. He has the power to attack the crows but chooses not to, suggesting there's more profit in the current situation. The Butcher expresses deep love for Traviso, while criticizing those who he believes betrayed the city for money. He respects the crows for staying true to their purpose and considers them artistic in their deadly work. The Butcher reveals his being corrupted by the gods' whispers. He proposes a game. Hell, embrace the corruption and provide information if the crows can prove themselves worthy of Traviso. The situation escalates as the Butcher succumbs to corruption. The regular citizens continue normal activities, either unaware or choosing to ignore the dangerous situation unfolding. During an intense confrontation, the corrupted Butcher reveals the ritual site, Tearstone Island. Despite his transformation, he provides truthful information before being eliminated. A shocking revelation occurs. The governor betrayed the crows to the Antom, claiming it was necessary to protect Traviso from worse destruction. The decision proves controversial and potentially catastrophic. The governor defends their actions, suggesting they were necessary for maintaining order. They reveal their alliance with the Antom and their plans for controlling Traviso through strategic collaboration. The team discusses their upcoming mission to Tearstone Island. They must stop Elon and Ghislaine from completing a ritual during an eclipse that could unleash devastating consequences through the Fade. Plans suddenly accelerate when Elgron causes an unexpected eclipse. Instead of weeks, the team now has only hours to stop the gods from completing their dagger. The situation becomes critically urgent. The team arrives at Tearstone Island undetected, facing an enormous Antam army. They devise a strategy to split into two groups, one to distract the army and another to prevent the gods from finishing their weapon. A tense discussion unfolds about facing Blight near Harding and Dark Bone. The stone provides some advantage, but the numbers are concerning. Harding volunteers as scout, while the rest prepare to confront the gods before they complete their dagger and tear open the Fade. The plan involves Lucanus using Solas's dagger to ambush Ghislaine. The team acknowledges Algernon's invulnerability due to the Archdemon and prioritizes defeating Ghislaine first. They need to eliminate her, acquire the god's dagger, then deal with Algernon. Though not the quickest route, they hope to reach the gods undetected. Harding's team creates a distraction while sounds of conflict echo across the bay. They overhear discussion of Ghislaine promising world-crushing power. The tension builds as they face waves of mercenaries and mages while progressing through their mission. The gods continue their ritual, planning to transform the world. The team faces increasing resistance as they get closer to the dagger-making location. The Anom detect their presence, recognizing them from previous encounters. They encounter dangerous blood magic wards blocking their path. After careful consideration of options, they decide to take a risky approach to disable the wards. The team acknowledges the serious consequences of fighting gods, but hopes to prove victorious without major losses. The gods become aware of their presence. The team splits up, half taking the main path, while Harding leads others to position Lucanus for the strike against Ghislaine. The magical energy builds like a storm, indicating the dagger's near completion. A confrontation with Ghislaine begins. She taunts them about their transgressions and promises to perfect the world while threatening their destruction. The battle intensifies as they try to coordinate their attack. They achieve victory against Ghislaine, but the Fade continues to tear open. The dagger must be separated from Ghislaine to prevent catastrophe. The success comes with significant costs and sacrifices. The aftermath reveals a deep connection to regret and leadership. A prison built for gods, locked with regret, becomes central to the story. The protagonist must confront their choices and sacrifices while seeking escape. A dramatic farewell takes place, with encouragement to listen to the team and take things step by step. A mysterious light appears, signaling something important approaching. Elon, claiming to be the last of the Evanuris, announces his intention to rule and transform the world through unlimited magic. The situation in Minris is dire. Elon has taken control of the Erin's palace and blighted the city. The Venatori sealed the gates, trapping everyone inside. Solas arrived just in time to save some civilians and is now viewed as a potential savior. Solas needs to defeat an archdragon before confronting Elon. He possesses a crucial dagger needed to stop Elon. The team discusses their failed attempt to create a replica of the dagger. The team has suffered significant losses, including Belara and Harding. Despite these setbacks, they remain determined to complete their mission and honor their fallen companions. The team gathers for a final mission briefing. The stakes are clear. If they fail to stop Elon, their world faces either death or blight. Everyone commits to the fight despite the dangers. Intelligence reports confirm Elon is in the Archon's palace. connected to the Divine's manor by a light tendril. Various allies pledge their support for the upcoming battle. The team develops a strategy to breach the heavily fortified city, dealing with venatory defenses and a massive bone golem. They assign roles and coordinate their forces for the assault. A confrontation with Solas reveals his remorse for past betrayals. He agrees to help stop Elon and promises to leave the Vale untouched, marking a significant shift in allegiance. The team discovers that intelligent forces are directing the Blight, preventing access to their target. Solas provides the original dagger needed to defeat Elon. Belara is freed from Elon's control, but reveals concerning information about his connection to the Vale. The team pushes forward toward the final confrontation. A critical revelation emerges. Elon's life force is tied to the Vale itself. His death would cause the Vale's collapse, presenting a devastating dilemma for the team. Discussion reveals a complex plan involving betrayal and the Vale. The challenge is to find a way to preserve the Vale by tying it to Solas, the last Elven god. This would require obtaining his blood using a special dagger, though getting his cooperation seems unlikely. A clever plan emerges involving a fake dagger created during time in the Fade. This duplicate looks identical, but can't penetrate enchantments like the real one. If used in a ritual, it would cause a magical backlash that could incapacitate the user. The team prepares for a crucial confrontation at the palace. Enemy forces are gathering outside to block access. Allies will create barricades to hold them off while the climb up the Blight tendril begins. Time is running short for final preparations. The battle rages below while focus shifts to reaching the throne room. The Dreadwolf is exhausted from fighting, and the Archdemon's presence prevents harm to Elgin. Despite potential betrayal later, cooperation is necessary to stop the immediate threat. The team successfully progresses through intense combat. Information reveals that Elgin is using Magisters to control the Blight, directing it against Cess. The situation is dire and requires immediate intervention to prevent catastrophic outcomes. The final confrontation reveals a clever twist involving blood on a dagger. This moment highlights the different perspectives on leadership and sacrifice, suggesting that victory sometimes comes at too high a cost.